The Kerala Chief Minister, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, has come out and lashed out at Prime Minister Narendra Modi over his visit to Israel, saying very clearly that the Prime Minister's decision to tilt towards Israel is actually an abnegation of the moral underpinnings of India's foreign policy, because Israel, for them, for the left parties, is a terror state. Yes, Israel, for the left parties, is a terror state, is a state that has kept Palestine under subjugation, denied Palestinians the right to self-determination, etc., etc. And it has gone into a long, lengthy tirade against the Israeli government. And you have a situation now. You have a situation, in fact, I think Vivek is joining us with some of the details. Vivek, if you can come into this position here, into the newsroom. He says it's not fun to use an anti-terrorist ally with a terrorist, he says, state that is killing innocent people. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Israel has been transformed into a strategic partnership with Israel's global advisors, Israel, and transformed the US-Israeli-India access into a strategic partnership. And he goes on to say India's move to formally form a coalition with Israel, who kills innocent people, is not right and is ethically wrong.
Precisely, Rahul. He states his Facebook statement now by saying that it's all about the entire dichotomy that the Kerala Chief Minister interestingly says. He says that how can a terror state be part of an anti-terror fight? I mean, that has been the gist of Prime Minister Modi's visit there. Now he's challenging that. 3 times in that Facebook post, he names a Zionist country, a Zionist nation. He speaks about this Zionist axis between India, US and Israel, which is essentially to further the RSS agenda and give it more teeth.
Absolutely. Let me just focus on some of what he has said. This is obviously a rough translation because the original is in Malayalam. So let me just read. It is because of the mood of the Sangh Parivar that we live in front of the gunfire of the Israeli army. I don't know what this sort of means, but I think it's a direct
it's a transliteration,
translation, literal translation from Google. But if you could just take us through some of these operative parts, Vivek.
Yes, as I said, he begins his statement by saying that the idea here is that India has become a part of a fight against terror, India calls, but somehow Modi's attempts to become part of that anti-terror movement is a bit of a dichotomy, because Israel itself, he says, is a terror state. And he goes on to say that the sentiments of people of Palestine, the genuine aspersions of people of Palestine has been crushed down by a terrorist Zionist state. And it is interesting on why perhaps Prime Minister Narendra Modi, just to further the RSS agenda and to give it a little more legitimacy, the Prime Minister has gone there and spoken with the Israelis, essentially to buy arms and weapons from Israelis. The money that we pay in Indian rupee to Israelis will be used to crush the Palestinian people, Rahul. Very clearly, there is a domestic audience to which...
Let me bring in M.A. Baby,
yes,
who's joining us. M.A. Baby,